Hello again, everyone. Ambassador Terry here with my partner and the author of the day, Linda Vettrus-Nichols, and a group of really wonderful people and friends and colleagues, all in one sentence, because they are all of them. And we're here to celebrate the launch of Linda's 500,000th book. Just kidding, ladies and gentlemen. I've lost count. I think it's somewhere around 26 or
32.
32. So I was within 100. And Linda, this is going to be fun.
You betcha. And thank you, everyone. This is so special to share this day with all of you. And the beautiful high vibe women I work with are, unfortunately, Dorrit has been sick, and now she had a family member sick. So we're just going to hold space for Dorrit and miss her dearly. So what I thought would be kind of fun, basically the book is just after after Dora and Steena and Jenny answered some questions I asked them. The book is actually consisting of their answers and then some of their very special thoughts and quotes. So the book is Clarity is Queen, and I went through and grabbed some things that really mean a lot to me for each of them. So I'll start with Steena. I've stepped into owning that everyone loves me, so that showing up and being visible doesn't trigger my perfectionism anymore. And most recently, Linda reminded me that so many people already see me as an incredibly talented legend who is even famous. So I might as well flow with the inevitable. Leo for the win. I love that one. Every grief has its own flavor. Steena Marie. I love that. And here's Dorrit's. My biggest challenge was overthinking. I was so up in my head worrying about what other people thought. How would I look and sound on social media, especially on camera? Linda helped me to connect with my soul. That's when I was able to stop overthinking everything and being critical towards myself. She really saw me and held me with the gentle touch of a mother, even though we lived an ocean apart. Her soul exercise is such an interesting process. When people are battling their programming, their passion can't come through. Dorrit Karlsen. Okay, this one's Jenny. Exploring true relationship marketing with Linda has completely altered the way I view and enjoy my business. Today, I share myself generously with the world through books, social media, online courses, and podcast interviews. Through the empowerment of Linda's online courses, I have identified my authentic value and stand powerfully in my purpose. I also fully appreciate connecting with my clients on a deeper level and forming long-lasting professional connections. I am enough. Jenny Lang. And mine is a little bit longer. What comes up for me when it comes to clarity is the concept of non-duality. In non-duality, you don't waste time being in your thoughts, the movie player, story, or labels. You get on with it. In duality, things are as they are. So what do you want to do about it? What do you want to do next? You're not out in the world blaming others or coming up with all kinds of excuses and drowning in your own bullshit. What is your next step? What can you control? And what are you choosing to let go of? I started getting clients who were way up in their heads with all these thoughts and just kind of spinning. Something came to me to do with them. I started asking this question. If you could only choose one, which would it be? That led to what I call my clarity session, and it even helps to frame out a client's book, course, or an interview. It has been a wonderful process to lead people through. They have been so interesting to do. People feel so calm after they go through a process like that. So it's been really fun and rewarding. I especially enjoyed this feedback. Linda's clarity session helped me gain insight into who I am at my core. Her candid assessment of me helped me stop hiding from myself, face who I am, and what's happened to me. She walked me through doing a release, which helped me face a childhood trauma and stop being triggered by it in the present. I highly recommend doing a clarity session with Linda Vettrus-Nichols. And then my quote is, my clients seem to think I do a good job of keeping them sane. Alrighty then. So I'll let Steena jump in first, and then they would just go in, like, then to Jenny and then to Maria. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I love that quote, everybody loves me, because it started in a conversation that I was having with a friend where I said, well, when I'm thinking about my friends, I just think that they must be going about their day and having really wonderful, loving thoughts about me. And because our inner critic can kind of team up with, those thoughts and be like, oh, what if this person's mad at you? Or what if they, had these expectations of you that you didn't meet, or they're disappointed in you? They can create a lot of stories when, you know, Jenny's just over there in Sweden thinking about how great I am, or the last conversation we had that was so lovely. And I know that because when I think of my friends, that's how I'm thinking of them. And it kind of goes along with you have these little voices in your head of different people. And Linda, you will definitely forever and always be one of those voices in my head that is the presence of a crone and an older woman. And I think that is a privilege to have you in my life, because I see around me so many who don't have that anchor. We are disconnected from people of different generations, and things get kind of weird with aging and what we think about aging people. But then there's also people who have, are of the next generation that look on younger people and think, oh, they're out of touch, or they don't know what they're talking about, or they don't get it. And so to have that bridge and that wisdom is so valuable. And I just appreciate it more than I'll ever be able to say in words. But I know that on a soul level, you feel that and know that, and just that special. It's a really special relationship and gift. And I think anybody who reads your words will also have that little Linda voice that will reach out to them in those moments that they need it as well.
Oh, thank you, Veen. And you have always loved a crone. You have always loved a crone. That's really funny. I love it.
Yeah.
Good day, girl.
When I read your words, Linda, through this book, there is such precision. And it's just like having a conversation with you. There's a simplicity with depth. And we all know that feeling. Everyone in this room knows that feeling of having a conversation with you and cutting through the bullshit and with just the love and the presence getting to the real stuff. And I love that about you. And I love that the value of every minute. It's so, so precious, every minute with you. And that's how I feel when I read this book as well. And I remember when we started having conversations that I was in procrastination. Do you remember the place I was in? Yes.
You were in
So
disappearing mode. You'd be around and then
yeah.
disappear.
So what really struck me as I was reading is when you talk about passion. So I'd like to read that when we tap into how we want to feel rather than what we want, we receive the clarity to make a decision. After all, procrastination is an illusion. We aren't stuck. We just think we are stuck. And for me, what comes through this book and the conversations with you is connection with myself. It's connection with my own true vision, knowing myself truly, so that discipline doesn't feel like a punishment anymore. It's just the generosity and respect of self. And I get to live that passion and enjoy that every day through my business and the work that I do. And I'm so grateful for the conversations that we have. And it's really you in this book. And so many of our conversations are coming up for me as I read your words. Through that, I remember when we started seeing each other that way. uh, I felt like life was flowing at me. It was coming at me. And now the experience is that life is flowing through me. And that's just been the most rewarding shift in my life. So thank you for this book, and thank you for you and getting to know you.
Thank you. And I learned so much from you as well, Jenny. And I'm really enjoying the peace and calm that you're enjoying. And it spills over to me. Thank you. All right, let's go to Greece.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much. I really enjoyed reading this book. I have to agree with Jenny about the simplicity and depth, but also the vulnerability it exposed. And it's the kind of book that it talks to people's souls. Now, I have to agree with Steena when she
Don't
says
have
in the
to.
book, no, I have to. I really do. When she says in the book that Linda drops the most powerful truth bombs with love.
Watch out.
Then I have to agree with Dorrit that she switched from I should to I get to. I definitely agree with Jenny. I am enough. And very inspiring to how you went back to finding you and your journey. Linda, what can I say?
Present.
I can write a book about what I have to say, what I need to say about Linda.
Oh.
I really like your non-duality concept. It reminds me of one thing that I say. It's not exactly the same. I usually say that you can't control the weather, but you can control the window. So you need to decide.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, right. So it has many meanings and many theories behind it, but I think it's very close to your non-duality concept. But thank you all for this beautiful book. It was a privilege to read it and a great joy. And honestly, your words and your stories and your heart, it touches our hearts. And thank you.
Wow. Very nice. All right, let's get some more Greece going here. Only he's in Colorado.
No. He's not Greek. He's in Colorado. Doesn't count.
He's faking it. I can tell you
I
make
got
it
exported.
An exported Greek.
I got exported. Well,
Oh,
thank
no.
you, first of all, for allowing me to be part of our conversation today, but also for inviting me in to read the book, because it felt like it was one of those high vibe, intimate conversations again that you guys are having all the time. And having listened to them on the podcasts and participated in them, I know how special and how personal that space is. And so being invited into that space is truly an honor. It's something that is not to be taken lightly. And it is something that is a place where, again, to use our word of the day, leave the bullshit outside and kind of come into the space with your truth, with a willingness to look at yourself, your authentic self, and how you truly are. I couldn't help it, Linda, because I was reading the book while we were experiencing the supermoon, the most recent one. And I realized that in some ways, the book itself is almost an ode to the impact that you've made on lives, on people's lives, and on especially on these three wonderful and amazing women. And so it made me think of that dynamic between the sun and the moon, and how the sun really lights up the moon, but then the moon itself becomes such a beautiful source of inspiration and of emotion and of light in itself. And framing it from my own perspective as somebody who's involved with leadership development, I see that as the pure definition of a great leader. It's not somebody who creates followers, it's somebody who creates other leaders. And that's essentially what you've done through the work that you're doing. You've helped You've helped these women, these amazing women, Steena, Dorrit, Jenny, and others that you've worked with, really uncover, because it's always been there, but uncover their true selves and bring forward, give them permission to bring forward who they truly are. And they are becoming stars in their own right. And so from that perspective, it's wonderful to be able to read it. And it's in again, I'm kind of creating the imagery here, but there are a lot of books that you can pick up and they're just empty calories. But this is a short but calorie dense read. It's something that you can really go into and feel like you are filled. Your soul is filled from the truth that all of you speak. So thank you for allowing me to intellectually feast on the truth that you guys brought forward. So thank you.
Wow. Han is never short of cool words. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's the thing. It's not, my filter isn't like followers and how many followers. It's seeing people for who they really are, and also being able to see that potential that maybe they're not even seeing. And that's in my human design even. So yeah, it's really special to be witnessed and see that you see me, Han. So thank you.
Well, that's the beauty of the artist. He looks at the marble and sees the image within and just removes what doesn't belong there.
Ooh, I like it. Very nice. Khan, when is your quotes book coming out?
A book of conisms.
A book of conisms. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Rochelle, what do you have to say today?
The parts that I read, I was reading it going, wow. The openness, the rawness, it kind of, as I was reading the bits that I read, it kind of, my heart was like, wow, there's so much power in the words that have come out on these pages. And the way it was written, it just touched me so deeply. And the reason why it probably touched me so deeply is because I see a lot of that in my own past, as you would know, Linda, from our conversations. And so, as somebody who's been through some of that, it really touches you at a deep level because of the bravery and the ability to say what you have to say in the spirit of teaching. And so that's what really struck me reading it. And I was like, wow, this is so powerful. The vulnerability and the truth. And I love Jenny's part about, it's about your voice and finding your voice, which was so powerful. So I was deeply moved in the parts that I've read, only because I could see myself in the story and the bravery, and I know what it takes to just speak your truth. Well done to all of you. And my last thing I'd say is, Linda, from the day I met you, we were scheduled to talk for 30 minutes. I don't even know how long we spoke, but there was this instant force just pulling us together. And then having that soul to soul conversation that we recorded together was just really deeply touching. And so there's something about you from a magnetic perspective that just draws us into you. And so I can just only imagine the power that you have over supporting and, more importantly, seeing people for who they are and not judging and accepting everything. And that I love, there's something in the book that says something about, it's about perfecting our imperfection or the other way around. And I was like, yeah, we should accept more of our imperfections and not worry about what the world thinks. And so thank you, Linda, for bringing this wonderful gift to the world.
Oh, thank you, Rochelle.
These beautiful voices, these wonderful ladies.
They are
I
wonderful.
met you, Steena, but beautiful work.
Thank you. Yeah. We're perfectly imperfect.
Perfectly imperfect. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Rochelle. That is wonderful. I appreciate it. And Yeah, it's just weird how everything works. Nicole Hyman, kind of like left our space, and it's like, where'd she go? And then you're connected to her, and it's kind of like I can play with you, like wasn't really able to do it with Nicole, so that her life shifted so quickly after we met her. So this has been fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. And let's go to India before she falls asleep. Now that it's like way after midnight. Kashira, Kashira, Kashira.
Linda, thank you, thank you. I mean, it's Linda's book, and I had to be awake and make it for this beautiful event. So, thank you for inviting me. And before I say anything about the book, I have to take this moment to speak about the woman behind it. Uh, I never lose any opportunity to talk about you, Linda, and Ambassador Terry. I mean, I just love you guys like anything. You're my two favorite people on this planet Earth.
Oh,
And Linda, you are someone I've always admired, not just for your brilliance, but for your kindness, your ability to uplift other people, your genuine ways, the way you make people feel seen and valued. You've done it with me. We just connected on some random LinkedIn post. And since then, you're always there sharing my post with people, sharing others' insights, and helping each other in building the knowledge, understanding, and allowing people to build their connection. That's a beautiful thing. People don't think about it and they don't do it. So yeah, it's a beautiful quality that you have in you, Linda. And what I admire even most about you is how you lead with compassion. The kind that doesn't just listen, but something that truly sees. You have this uh, rare ability to help others quiet the noise and heal their own truth. And I have that experience firsthand when you took me through that clarity experience. And I can never forget that exercise that we did together. It's so beautiful. So, clarity is queen. It reflects exactly that. It is not just a book, an experience that we all have been talking about and sharing our experiences on. A kind of a journey of rediscovering yourself, your voice, your power. And through your wisdom, Linda, you've turned clarity into an act of love for ourselves and for the world around us. And in true Linda style, she reminds us life is not about deprivation, it is about pleasures, and find yours. That is the energy, Linda, you live by, and the essence shines through this book. So, a big, big congratulations, Linda, on this beautiful creation. You truly are the embodiment of clarity's queen. So, stay the way you are, keep smiling.
thank you much. I love that. And I do hold on to that message that you give is stay the way you are and simplify your life and stay the way you are. Yeah. It's the authenticity piece that all of you, for lack of better words, preach. It's good advice. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. You got anything to say, buddy?
I have the final say of the day, which is anybody that knows me, that's not true here. Okay. The instant connection that Linda and I made just a decade ago, a little more than a decade. Within 2.5 weeks, we were married, and that's never changed. And, being the icing on her cake, like she likes to say, well, she is mine too. When we're writing things, one of the biggest thrills, other than the love that we have for each other, is I get to read everybody's book, right? I'm the one that has the new set of eyes before the client gets to see the new set of eyes. And that is just the coolest experience because what well, all of you that I've read reflect the same thing. You can hear your voice in your words. I'm reading Jenny or Steena or Linda and Con too, as a matter of fact, and I hear their voice. And that's not easily done, you know. Storytellers write in their voice. Novelists write in somebody else's voice. And a lot of writers write what they think everybody else ought to read. But writing in your own voice where the reader can hear you is powerful. And when they can hear you, they can feel you. And that's where the power lies because the connection to someone you've never seen or heard of or anything like that, suddenly pick up one of these and start reading it, they're in the room with you. That's a beautiful experience. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this amazing thing. I'm wondering if Linda wants to finish this up because she likes to be last. Linda, lover.
Oh, you make me sound like a ghostwriter. The thing that has been interesting for me is to be taking a recording of someone picking up on their voice, you know, and pulling from that recording. And that's not my zone of genius. It's my zone of expertise, but it's not my zone of genius. I get tired doing that. So my number one thing is to just sit on my bed and do a clarity session with somebody. So yeah, so that's the best part is just getting into someone's voice. And my zone of genius is keeping you in yours. So, you know, I will tell you, no, that's not you from the level of the soul. And then we get the person back to the level of the soul and they're like, oh yeah, I see what you mean now. So keeping people in their own voices is something I enjoy doing as well. So thank you again, everyone. This has been wonderful.
And there you have it for another wonderful live. Clarity is the queen, Linda Vettrus-Nichols. And thank you all. Keep leaving the comments. We're around to check them out.